all over the board. I got a lot of traditional assets, then a little crypto snuck in at the end. Crypto Bentley, what are you doing? Crypto Bentley, I think he was a member. He left and came back. All right, I guess we'll get rolling here. Well, let me get the first one up here. So this is NB. All right, so hang on a second. Then I got Stellantis, and then I got Riot over here. Okay, we'll get going here in a sec, guys. Okay, so that is his. This is, oh shit, we don't call him Coke anymore. We call him Trader KDI. Okay, I think we're just about ready. Okay, let's go ahead and get going. One last throat clear. I don't know if any of you all live with allergies. It's like a disease. It's just unbearable. Okay, so we good here? I think we're good here. Hey guys. All right, here. So I think we should be good here. So we got the disclaimer done. We got our first line up here, and here I guess I'll move over to my working screen. Oh wait, now let's see. So on oh shit, Koki, is that the delay? Because when I'm looking on oh fuck, I'm looking on Restream. Maybe that's the delay. It shows that the what's up there? It shows that the disclaimer is still up. Is that lag? God, that could be lag. Is that lag? So Wonka, are you seeing the chart or are you seeing the disclaimer? Because I'm looking on Restream, it shows me the disclaimer. You got that? Oh, there we go. So that is, oh shit, that's a serious lag. Wow, that was almost 60 seconds of lag. All right, well I guess I know now. That's a little bit weird. So the disclaimer's off. Okay, good. Wait, I got Wonka's coming back to me. Yeah, he can see it. Okay, that's a good 45-second lag, right? So I didn't realize we had that big of a lag. All right, the things you learn doing live streams. Okay, so this is first up here. Let me get over to my list of member submissions here. I guess you guys see me. Look over here. Look, you can probably see my Discord. Okay, so first up, this is Ben B. I always appreciate Ben B because whenever I ask for content, he always comes through. He's given us two here. Now, I wasn't really emphasizing getting some TA because we needed content. So he's given us two indexes. The first one being the IWM. This is a nice alternative for those of you that don't trade futures. Of course, you can trade options on it. So I think, Ben. Oh no, this was. So this is Trader KDI who's on my team, right? Who helps me with a lot of things, right? Website and all of the back end TA stuff. But he's also a very skilled technician. This is his count, so it was kind of convenient. He said, "Oh man, I've got a good workup on IWM here. We can start it." So I think he gave me like Koki, did you give me a monthly? The monthly here is pretty interesting. So I think I took it down to a weekly. Maybe you give me a 3-week. Right? So I took it down to a weekly. Just okay. Let's see what we got here. Now this here we see that here's a 707. Is that that's COVID low, right? So 1, 2, 3 A B. Oh fuck, WX. It doesn't matter. ABC right into a 707, which makes sense, right? That you'd have an extreme right during the COVID low. So now we've completed. So you look here and you go, well, wait a minute. If it looks like it's just up, right? What's going to bring the market down? Another rate hike? The market has basically said another rate hike. I get your rate hike, and I'll give you another 20%. The market is just saying Fed was whatever done. Maybe you got one more, but we're just going to rally on. We're not worried about the Fed. Is essentially what the market's saying. Just not worried about the Fed anymore. So as we sit here looking at a weekly, okay, well, is there a trade here? Well, when the market's in a range, it's hard. How do you miss that, right? It's impossible to miss the status of the market, right? There's no trend, right? Well, I should be specific, right? There's no short-term trend. So we just got when the market's doing that, I mean, if you're going to trade it, I mean, it's not rocket science. You buy the lows and sell the highs. Now, I know that's easy in hindsight, right? You say that, well, okay, but how did you know here? Well, but at this point in time, did you know here? By the time we got here, I mean, that's not that hard, right? To say, okay, well, down here, look at what happened the last time we got here. Oh, what do we got? We got anything below? Oh, let's just put something simple below. Oh, how about I kind of like the RSI MFI combo, right? So you get a little volume brought into the picture as well. And the MFI, right, which is just an RSI that includes volume, it is the green one, right? It's the easy way to remember it, green for money. Okay, so when we're doing this, when we got here, I know after the fact, right? And that's a weekly. That can be kind of hard, right? And I get the after the fact issue. But as it sits right here, now, so the count would be, excuse me, as Koki, it's Trader KDI. It's forever Koki to me. Has lined this up for us here. The implication is, okay, well, we finished an impulse. We got a 5 down. I've got a triangle into the B. So you'd have to make that deduction here. Okay, could we be done, right? Are we done here? Are we going to finish in essentially double bottom here? It wouldn't be a truncation, right? It kind of flies, right? Let's go to the daily, and do we have a 5 there? You know, I mean, that I think, look at that and I think, okay, well, if I were starting out as a new trader, right, and I'm assuming the majority of the people that that are watching here, come on, Jesus. I mean, I don't want to, make assumptions, but my premise would be that if somebody's taking the time to watch a live stream of somebody else teaching and trading, that they're still in that learning phase. Right? So, if you're looking at something like this, okay, well, we can see the implication if this is done here. Okay, so we can look at that and say, well, what would we anticipate for it to be done? Well, you'd likely for a more traditional pattern, right? And that patterns are, they're tendencies, or they're patterns that tend to repeat. You would anticipate this coming lower, right? So we're going to come all the way back. We're going to stop. Well, that would probably be a 38 shit here. I can put it on there. We're gonna finish at the 38. It's okay. It's not like it's never happened, right? 38. It's okay. Well, it's a little shallow for a 2, and it's shallow given. Oh shit! Here, I'm probably going too fast for you guys. Let me back up. It's shallow relative to the length of that impulse, right? Whoa! This monster is only going to correct to 38. Well, you got to be careful about trying to think it through logically, because markets don't move logically, at least in the short term. Eventually, they fundamentals or why we move the direction we're moving. But as it sits right here in the short term, okay, could we be done there? Well, okay, possibly, right? So you look here, okay, structure here, okay, prior. That's not SMC, right? It's just prior resistance becomes the support. I could probably draw. Oh, here we've got another way over here. I could probably just draw a volume profile here, and then you're going to have a lot of active trading out here. Shit, I'll do it, right? I mean, I would do this just to actually, let's do the whole thing, right? So we know the POC is going to be in here. So the market is comfortable here, right? Everybody's like, you have bulls and bears fighting it out here. We're not at an extreme. So if this is going to launch here, it would be unusual, right? So, I mean, Koki's count here, that is more what you'd anticipate. Let's get that fattened up. Get that into it too, right? So that's what if we're going to follow a more traditional. Now, the market is under no obligation to ever do anything traditional or typical or a pattern that must repeat. We could certainly launch here, but it wouldn't be your first thought. You wouldn't assume, okay, we're going to double bottom here on a shallow wave 2 of this. Look at the length of time. So, again, I'm not saying that this isn't possible, right? Market can do whatever the fuck it wants, right? Right now, there's all this. We got a combination, right? So there's the natural tendency, fear and greed, right? Not to be crass about it, But we have greed glands are open and just salivating, right? I mean, you can never underestimate American greed. You can't do it. So right now, I'm looking at the board here. I mean, it's just buy, greed, right? And that's what moves the market, right? It's emotion. We're kind of, logic is getting left to the sidelines, right? So it's just greed, buy. Well, when that starts to happen, and believe me, I've seen it many times, and I've been on the wrong side of it, right? So it's not like I don't recognize this. When this starts to happen, you don't want to fight it, right? You don't want to fight it, right? Until there's enough evidence to really say, okay, this thing is so overdone that we're past rational, right? Now, of course, Greenspan famous for markets being irrational long before you can stay solvent. But when everybody is so bullish and it's just buy, right? It's like tipping the boat, right? I'd be careful about that. So if you were looking here, would it be a time to be a buyer here? Well, you're kind of late to the party to be a buyer there. I mean, if we're going up to take out that high, did you miss the ride? No. But of all the things you might trade, wouldn't it be reasonable to think here, okay, maybe that's just the one? Well, if we're going to do A, B, C, right, well, then you have to think that through and say, okay, well, there's a clear 5. Well, things I know, right? If I finish with a 5, if there's going to be another attack of that low, well, here, let's get this out of here. If there's going to be another attack of that low, we got to look at that and say, well, if this is A, B, and we're not done here, right? Which we very, very much could be. If we're not done here, okay, well, this is one of the benefits of Elliott Wave. If not this, then that. So you might look at it and say here, well, man, as you just said, right? The bulls are raging right now. Greed is flowing. Why would you even consider shorting that? Pretty reasonable statement. Well, we can look at this and say, okay, well, we break the golden zone. Okay, that's going to start to eliminate, right? At least the algorithmic activity here. If we break through that golden, now we haven't done it yet. We break through that golden zone. This is going to start to look less and less corrective and more like, well, I'll be damned. It's not like it's never happened before. We're going to do a shallow C. But if it were me here, I wouldn't take that trade. I wouldn't do anything, right? So I would wait. I want to see this, right? So I don't think there's a trade here. Okay, maybe that's 1, 2, and we're going to go 3, 4, 5. Okay, if we were to do this here, an impulse here, what's your deduction? You're kind of forced into it, right? So you'd be left with, okay, as imbalanced as it is, I can't fight the TA that's in front of me, right? So because if you try and logically think it through, more often than not, you're going to be fighting the trend, right? So now we don't really have a full-blown trend here yet. Shit, we're on the daily here. But until we break some of this, well, fuck, here, we can look at it this way. Now, I would just do this whole thing, right? We could call this potentially, right, unmitigated territory. Until we break that, until I see how the market reacts there, I'm not ready to do anything here. Because I don't like the long because of, again, this is just me. I'm not telling what to do. If it's me and I'm looking at this trade, I go, boy, I don't like the lack of balance there. I said, I'm saying that as in the context of we've got 10,000 assets, more than that, 15, 20,000 assets to trade. So why would you take something where you weren't like, oh man, I see it's rock solid. I see it, right? And that doesn't mean it's going to be a winning trade, but it makes sense to you, right? So this wouldn't make sense to me. I'm not saying it couldn't do it. So if we were to do something like this here and take this out, okay, well then I'd be in the camp of, oh shit, that's okay, right? I mean, can't fight what's happened. That's the trade I would take. So I want to see what happens here. I just, why take an iffy? Why, right? It's iffy trades. I've done this before, right? You take an iffy trade, fuck, let's see what happens, right? They have a tendency to kind of get away from you because you didn't have a clear plan when you went in. It wasn't like, okay, the low is in, here's the 1, here's the 2. If you just kind of winging it, rarely does that lead to a successful campaign. It ends up being like, oh, this fucking thing's a pain in the ass, and you close it out as a, hopefully it doesn't get away from you. It's just not good enough. My view, to put money at risk. So if we think about stock indexes, why do you want to be here? Oh, well, I want to be in the lower cap. Well, okay, why? Because you saw, who posted this? Ben B. Why do you want to be in lower caps? Because they've got some catching up to do? Okay, well, we got 7 stocks that are essentially pulling the entire market with it. Okay, maybe there's some catch up to do here. Okay, well, if that's the case, and this is my low, I'll take the 3. A, B, tiny c. That right there, I'm not taking the trade, just me. I wouldn't take a trade in here until I see what happens. Because that's, how many years is this? That's a 20-year trend. We're going to correct it in 18 months? Maybe, right? I'm not saying it's not possible. Right? So then see, it's hard to put your head around it, because what's going to turn the market around, right? Because if everything else is going up, or the IWM Russell is going to go with it, likely, right? So then you try and think, well, what would cause the market to do that? That's the unforeseen, right? That's the variable. What would cause any of the indexes to collapse right now? We've got a seasonal trend. We've got greed is fucking unleashed. The algos are buying stocks as fast as they can. We're going into the end of the year. There's no big hurdle. There's no big event that potentially slows it down. I just think there's better places to be than in this chart pattern, right? If you're a technician, right, we get to choose, right, what's good, what's not good. This one, I'd wait on that one, Ben B. All right, so that's a lot of talking to give you no trade. But at least that's why, right? At least all I'm giving you is the thought process is why I would wait. Show me that 5 is going to come up here, and we're going to look at these, right? The equal highs, like the algorithms are just salivating to go grab that, right? So maybe that is a liquidity grab, and then we head down again. Oh, grab that liquidity because it's just sitting there, like ripe fruit. Like that's easy. If anything, if we got up here, I'd want to sell it because I guarantee the algorithms are going to go up there and sweep that liquidity. That's talk about a sure thing, right? Now, are they going to take it down after that? Well, there's probably a retrace before that goes. But whenever you see that, right, this is just begging to be swept, just like this was begging to be swept. That doesn't go. No way that gets left. All right, let's keep moving here. Okay, right, I'll get slowed down. Chris 26. I pulled this up for you. Chris 26. Did you give me a chart? No, you didn't. Okay, so this is Riot platforms. All right, this is interesting. This is a beast. All right, I think I got to go weekly here. Oh, let's see. I've got Sonar Labs on here, so let's pull that off just for a second. We'll bring it back. We'll come back to it. Oh fuck, that's a lot. Okay, so let's log. Oh, we got to be in log. Okay. Let's reset. All right. Well, so when you look at it, it's hard not to see. Okay. Well, the major swing pattern that seems to be a big gigantic 3. All right. Here's the. I know it's so easy. Is there anything easier than trading after the fact? I don't know if there is, right? So here, these get swept, right? Up. I get a lot of those. God damn it. Hang on. Fuck. You can't turn them off either, which I guess is the point. Amber alert. Amber alert. All right, well, I hope they sort that out. Okay, there's a weekly. This is a great looking, this kind of V bottom. That's what the market is doing essentially right now, right? That kind of V bottom is not to be ignored. Okay, so what do we got here? Well, we would likely not call that corrective, right? I mean, you can do it a couple of different ways, right? So this is the kind of thing when you see this, right, that kind of, call it a spring, or, you know, it's trapping shorts down here. And what is that? That's the COVID low. And then we rip right off of that. So, okay, so is there anybody who's not looking at that the same way I'm looking at that, going, huh, that kind of looks like, do I even need to do it? You can't be surprised by that, right? I mean, if you've watched 2 of my videos, right, you can't be surprised by that. Okay, so we've got a perfect, it's just unbelievable, right? All right, so we have a perfect setup for a golden corner pocket right there. Guess we can get these guys out of here. All right, that's my signature trade right there. Which means, right, we've got 80% probability of getting there. Now, 80% is not 100%, I have to remind people, as long as this pivot holds. Well, so why do we get so enthusiastic when we see this setup right here? Because that's an algorithm. Right, so that there's going to be defense here until it breaks, right? So but right now I got 80% odds that I get there. Well, now I can't first target already off the board, right? It's too wide. Second target, probably so. Third target. Does that seem possible? It doesn't, right? When you look at it, oh, come on, man. We're going to go from 10 to 1100. Doesn't seem possible. Well, it's log scale, right? So that's distorting it a little bit. I've seen it take 5-6 years. I've seen 5 years go by before that's hit, right? Looking at weekly on FX, I wouldn't bet against it. Now, remember, if we take this out, right, it's equal to or greater. That's trading principle number 4, equal to or greater than the swing that fails to get there. So that's a monster target. The other thing we would do here, right, just right, you want to try and approach the market and use the same method each time. So right here, I know, it's like, come on, it can't, come on, be reasonable, right? Let's not do chart bullshit, you know, just to get people all excited about, oh my God, look at all the money I can make. That's not, and I'm not doing that to pump Riot. I don't have any Riot, I could care less, right? I'm not doing that to pump Riot. I'm just doing that because I do the same thing every time, every chart, that's the point of this. That's the point of what I'm doing here in a live stream, to demonstrate this. It doesn't matter if it seems insanely unrealistic. That's not the point. As soon as you think it'll never get there, odds are it'll get there. Now, that might be 2026 before it gets there, or later, 2026. That might be 2026. Can you wait 3 years for that? Probably not. What can wait 3 years? Piece of code, right? So, okay, if this is 1, 2, and we're going for a 3, and we have a high probability target for a 3, as unrealistic as that seems, well, how am I going to get there? If that's got even the slightest realm of possibility, right? Well, I'm probably not going to do it in one push. Even that seems like insane. Are you kidding me? We're going to go from $3 to $400? Insane? Really? When's the last time you looked at Netflix or Amazon or Nvidia? Before you tell me that's insane, take a look at a few other stocks that have done exactly that. That's perfectly sane as far as I'm concerned, right? Here's the first one we'd look for. Maybe we make it in one impulse. Shit's making me want to go buy it. All right, so is it time to buy it? Well, okay, let's go back down to the daily and let's calm down, right? It's very easy to get very excited. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now, see, this is where I don't know how you don't use Elliott here. How does anybody with 12 brain cells connected not see the impulse there? Now you can say I don't use Elliott Wave. That's shit, bullshit. Okay, but do you not see the 5 there? You don't have to label it. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. I don't use Elliott Wave. That's for my grandfather. I don't use that shit. Why would you not use it? Stubborn. I'm an ICT all the way, man. I don't fuck with that Elliott Wave stuff. Does it get any cleaner? Does it get any prettier? Does it get any easier? Is that not the easiest impulse? That may probably be the easiest impulse we've seen. 1, 2. Wait, look at how perfect it is. Oh, nice little flat here. Some sort of who knows there, right? It almost doesn't matter. What do we get here, right? So how do we identify a 4, right? So the trend stops progressing sideways, right? So I get something. Well, they're really too sideways. This is a little bit sharper. This is just a cluster F. It almost doesn't matter, right? So because I get the kick, right? So right here, you're like, oh fuck, is that ABC? Are we going down? There's the kick, right? Confirms the 5. Okay, so now what are you looking for? Again, this is not rocket science. Okay, I got a 5. I need a 3. Okay, do you want to buy it right now? Well, do you? Does that look like, oh boy, that's just the kind of juicy reaction I want to see when I'm looking to get long? Maybe not. Sure looks like I got a 5 coming down, right? So, okay, can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not hard. Now, I don't know where that B is, right? Fuck, the B could be done right there. Doesn't look like, right? It looks like you got a little diag going in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's, it's ugly, right? I wouldn't want it daily, right? It's ugly. It's just a little chop monster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got an A. Well, okay. So wouldn't the thought be? We can start there. B's of course can go higher. Wouldn't the thought be, okay? Well, if this is the A, and a B typically is going to be somewhere between a 50 and a 786. Would you jump on that? Because it kind of looks like we're about to do an ABC, like we're doing some sort of A, B, and we get up to the C right here. Okay, now you come back to, wait a minute, I thought the market was just in fucking go mode. See how the market is, right? Stock by stock, you got to be a little more case sensitive to that and case specific. This will be a hard short if it does this. If right, I don't have this. That's going to be a hard short because if it's doing it, it means the market is still going up. So you'd have to do a little digging here. They got a pretty big miss on their last earnings. Do you want to buy? See, I always come back to there's so many things to trade. Why would you trade something that's iffy? Now maybe you look at this and you say, okay, well there's the A. Let's see if we can get a solid A in there. And you want to trade. If that is, right, if we can even get that done. It's close enough, right? Looks like you can get it. Oh, fuck, let's just see. So we'd have a little kicker here. So 5 would be longer than 3, longer than 1. So you've got you got kind of an ugly diag going in here. So that would make you think, oh, there's another leg up here. So maybe your thought is, hey, I like this. I want to go with the trend of the market. Hang on a second. Damn it. Hang on. Okay. Getting better with that mute button. Okay. So maybe you're thinking, the market's going, fucking Riot, this shit. Okay. So they missed on their earnings, but I've got a 5. Is that a 3? It's not a great looking one here, but we've got probably make some case here. You got a little support down here. Okay, so maybe you want to trade the B. That's not a trade I would take. It's iffy, right? I mean, it's okay. Gun to my head, I'd probably buy it. Looking to sell it. Based on the patterns that are like ingrained in my mind for 30 years of doing this, okay, maybe you're done here. Oh fuck, I don't buy anything going up like that. So okay, maybe we got a 5 going in there. So okay, maybe that's 1. I'd look for the 2, right? So we got a fair value gap here, right? So we had, I'm on a 60. So when this completes, what do I got below? Anything? All right, so the RSI is trending higher, right? So this is not something you'd want to short here. It looks like we want to go, right? We're over 50, means we're trending, right? So, RSI, remember the RSI, the meat, the best way to use the RSI is from 50 to 70, right, and above. How does everybody else use it, right? Overbought, oversold, which is, there's no such thing. But, right, that's just how we've all been conditioned to use it. This is the meat of this is how you want to think. Oh, fuck, here, I'm losing my stuff. This is the meat right here, right there, right? That's what you want, right? From 50 to 70 and beyond, right? This. When you get up here, you say, oh, but it's overdone. Okay, well, it's okay, take the short, right? Whenever you're doing overbought, oversold, of course it's going to be, unless you're working off of divergence, it's always going to be counter trend. Oh, we're overbought. Means it's going up. Oh, so I want to sell it. Well, you better, right, there better be some do we get any here? It looks like you might actually. Yeah, we do, right? So here's when that would make sense, right? When you get a little bit, the odds get in your favor. Oh, I've got divergence here. Okay, well now, let's say you sold that. Would you have known here? You wouldn't, right? This is you'd likely you've been stopped out here. Well, there's Jesus. Do you see? Right, I'm assuming you guys see that, right? So we go here. We go literally 50 to the tick, target to the tick, and then that's the reaction that comes off of it, right? So unless you were here thinking, oh, okay, well that's probably all that's got. Well, shit. What do we got there? Would you have known? You wouldn't have known, right? So this move here, is that earnings related? Probably day after earnings, that would have stopped you out. If you didn't take profit here, there's a good example of why partial profit is so essential to surviving in the market. You set something up here. Here it is. You got the divergence. You went tick to tick. An algo that I'm assuming, right? I don't have to teach that anymore. Everybody knows that algo, right? Look at the reaction. Now we come after this, right? The big gap. Now here's the fair value gap all the way back down. So let me get that off there. I would let this, right, if you're going to go with that, let's let this complete. Let it complete. Right now, it's just that's the sweet spot to be. If anything, I'd be a buyer here. That's not something I would buy, but based on the RSI, fuck. Can we go to a 15? Okay, you're getting a little steamy here. I see, and by that I mean I've got divergence, right? So I've got a new price high, just as I did here. Right? I got a little. Now divergence can be fleeting, right? It can be temporary. You can say, oh, I got divergence, and then there's a kick here, and then the divergence is gone. So remember that, right? Divergence doesn't mean it's locked in. It can easily turn on you. But it looks like that's got another leg to go, right? You'd want to get that closer to, let's get all the way down here. Right, so we're at the 50. If you got up here to the 618, that's what I would do. I'd map it out. Okay, well, sorry, if I get here. Now, if I get a reaction here, I don't know that I will, but if I get a reaction, there's the trade right there. That's the trade I would want right there. Not because I have some foresight about what's going to happen. It's just this is methodical for me. This is technique. This is method. It's okay. I got a 5. I'm waiting for a 3 because I want to get long. Okay, so I'm gonna enter here and put my stop under this. I would do it the same way if you put 1,000 charts in front of me. That's the point of all of this. Not the Riot trade. It's can you approach the market the same way every time. Now, so many times you see if you've been on a few of these live streams, I'll just say, fuck, I'm not taking that trade. It's not good enough. I just I feel like I need to remind you, we have so many things to trade. Don't take us. Maybe you're like, oh, fuck, I read something about Riot, it's going to be a real player, right? But don't take it because of that. Take it because your methodology sets it up for you. Because otherwise, you just subscribe to Motley Fool and just take whatever they're pitching. If you're not going to use your own analysis in your own brain, what are you doing here? Right. So you're going to take that trade? You can buy right into that 50 with divergence here? I wouldn't. But that doesn't mean it can't get through. But if it gets through, okay, oh, well, here I'm likely, there's a big fair value gap here. Perhaps I hit some resistance there. I'll wait for this one. Because now I can control it. This is there has to be a thought process here. Okay, if we're going up here, I can put my stop down here. Okay, well, now if this is going to do a 3, right, up, and we're going to get a 3, right, is the risk reward worth the risk, right? Don't forget the risk part of risk reward. Is the risk worth it for that potential? Well, if I'm taking it down, here, if I pivot here, well, first thing it's got to do is got to break it. Just because it pivoted once doesn't mean that resistance still is not still there. Same algo is there, going to defend. Get through, different story. Okay, now you've broken the algo. You've broken it within this well, let's just call it a range, right? But within this, I'm going to use SMC, right? We can say PD array, right? So here's the swing high, swing low. Okay, so now I've broken this. Where's my resistance? Well, with this swing high, swing low, I don't have any. Now, it doesn't mean it's a guarantee that we're going up here, but you've lost the big resistance, this algo, right? Al is broken, right? Until we get here. Now I've got a bigger Al. That's Al's big brother, right? That's the 50 in the golden zone at a higher time frame. But right here, if I can get in here, well, just common sense, right? If we say, okay, well, let's look at the premium discount. Do I want to buy in the premium? I mean, this is stupid. I'm being silly, right? Right? Of course not, right? But you don't always get the chance to buy in premium or in discount. But if I can, I'll wait for it. Rather than if you buy it here, okay, you could say, oh, well, I'm still in the discount. Right? Is that the setup you want there? Right into the resistance? You want down here look a little bit better. You didn't really get anything. If you look in there, you didn't get much of a 2. You didn't get a little retrace, which you would have hoped for, right? If you were looking at this, okay, give me that, right? We didn't get that. That's all you got. Okay, strong market, maybe. Maybe that's the 2, and there's a monster 3 coming. You don't know, but that's not a setup where you can say, okay, right, I got it. That must be the 2, so it's going to be a shallow 2. You can't talk yourself into that. Well, fuck, you can. Are you sure that's what you want to do? That's a 15-minute. You're so hungry for this trade, you're going to rationalize it? Why? Because you're afraid you're going to miss the ride? If this thing's going, you're not missing anything. So I guess really what I'm saying is discipline. Don't take it just because you read something or saw something or saw it on a live stream. Take it because it makes sense to you. I see it. I understand it. I've calculated the risk. I understand the potential reward. I've got a plan. Take the trade. Put a stop on it. Disconnect emotionally from the outcome. I know it's easy to say. That's the benefit of a little diversity. So it's not like, oh, one trade, man. If this one goes, you don't want to think that way. It's just another trade. Set it up. Made sense. Risk reward is clear. I like the setup. I like the story. What are you waiting for? It's not hard to get in the market. It can be much harder to get out of the market, right? Because nobody likes to take a stop, right? Getting in, that's the easy part. It's like getting married, right? The easy part is getting married. Staying married, that's another story. Okay, so DJ 1000. I think that's a new handle. DJ 1000. I think he must be. I'm a little late, but just submitted. Oh, Bill West. No problem, man. You submitted a daily SE. Oh, that'll be interesting. Okay, no problem at all. West 49. That's a new handle. We got some new handles in here. Good. I know we got a lot of people that have been coming in lately. What am I looking at here? This is where am I? Oh fuck. Where am I? Riot. Oh, here it's DJ 1000. Okay, so this is. I think I have this up somewhere. Here it is. So this is. Here's what he gave me. Stellantis. He gave me a monthly, right? We don't look at a lot of monthlies here, right? Because most people tend to be short-term focused. Well, this is his premise. Now, it's not labeled, but so we go in golden zone here. Your first thought would be, 2, right? When we look at the S&P, right? This is unusual for a 4, but it's not like it doesn't happen. I mean, no Elliott here. Would you have known, right? Could you sit there and trade that in on the monthly chart at golden zone. It's hard to do. Let me bring this back here. So I took it down to a weekly so we could look at that. So here's the low that he's talking about. Oops. Right on there. Now, this is a weekly, right? He's giving us a month. It wouldn't matter. It would be the same on the monthly, right? So there's the weekly, monthly chart. Oh, it looks like that's too. The first retrace. Is that COVID? COVID low. Golden zone. Next retrace. 50. I got to assume there's nobody watching who is. That's the first thing they do. Where's Al? What did it do last? Let's go to the daily, see if there's anything there. All right, this is a little skinny. Well, this is interesting right here. So because you don't get a new, do I have anything below? I don't. So you don't get a new low here. That's a great example. Just the kind of trade you want here. Because when you're looking at that, you're going, oh, come on. This is a good example, DJ. You're looking at that going, oh, do you think there's some stops down there? No way they don't go sweep that. There's no they. No way the algorithm doesn't go sweep that liquidity, right? Is there any question whether there'd be stops there? Oh shit! Here, that's a daily. Let me get an RSI up there, or this one here I like with the Cryptoda. Oh shit! Did I get the wrong one? I don't want Cryptoda. I want his. There we go. Cryptoda. Oh, can't quite get there, right? This is such a. Excuse me. Let me get that. I'll get that. Developing POC, that can be a little bit annoying, right? If you're not tracking this trade. Okay, for our purposes here. Okay, can we make the assumption here that this is impulsive? I think so. Right, we're coming off of a golden zone. Look at all the fair value gaps in here that just got eaten on the way up, and then we come back down and right to a 50. Okay, so we know this is good. So we have, what do we see here? It's technical, right? I mean, 1, 2, back to back, weekly, daily, monthly, right? It's technical. Okay, so it looks like, oh, do I have a 5 coming down here? Remember, we begin and end in 5s. Okay. Let's label it up, right? It's not terribly difficult. All right, this is the 3, 4 of the internal 3. Excuse me. Okay, well, that's quite a free fall, but that's the COVID low. So let's label it up and say, okay, well, now we don't remember when you're labeling. Excuse me, we don't know. This is, okay, based on what we can see here. Hang on a second. God damn these allergies. Well, we can look at it here and we can make some common sense deductions. Okay, it's probably not corrective, right? Now we don't take out the high, so it's still internal, right? It's still swing high to swing low. We're still internal of this leg here. We're still internal, but now we've come back again internal, and we're technical. So now the next question is, oh, well, am I just going to do another lower high and go down again, or is the correction over and now I'm going out to take this and sweep these highs because this is next up? Well, how do you know? Well, you don't know, of course. This now, if we back into this, it looks like you're going to have to do this a little. Balance is not going to be great. That's likely to be, right? Because that can go up and double that, and we don't have restriction on how high that can go. So we fucked 3, 3, 5, right? So you probably live with that. Okay, well, if this is the 2, okay, right, this is just, I almost feel like, oh, come on, don't insult my intelligence. But, you know, for people that are learning, okay, if that's the 2, okay, what are we looking for, right? So we're looking for an impulse, right? So 1, 2, oh, I got a 2, and I didn't sweep the low. Boys, that's like the trade that you hope for. Oh my God, oh shit, hang on. This is when, if you get this, be thankful, right? Because the odds are 9 out of 10 times that low is going to get swept. The fact that it didn't, and we got that close, very, very bullish, right? Well, what was on? Let's see if we can get what was happening right there, right? So we had a little, not quite divergence, but I would have been very sure that was going to get swept. The fact that it doesn't, and then we come out of here, right? And we come out of that pretty quickly, pretty aggressively. Okay, well, so, all right, well, what do I need now? So I'm looking, it's, excuse me, my anticipation is, okay, well, I need an impulse, right? Okay, 1, 2. Well, so there's a couple things we can do, right? Again, it's the same thing every time. That's the point of all of this. It's not, oh, what's going on with Stellantis right now? I mean, that's a bonus, right? We get something that sets up that you like, then you go, oh shit, well, I'm fucking glad I spent a little time on that live stream. But right now, okay, 1, 2, if this is in, right? So the first premise is this is the low. 1, 2. So this, there should be no dispute about, okay, that's not coming back to get tested if this analysis, with this being the 2, is correct. Well, let's measure, right? So if you're looking at an impulse, first thing we want to do is measure it. I'm getting right on that. Highest probability location for a wave 3. Is that my 3? Well, it's going to be, looks like it's going to be a little bitchy with us. All right, well, you're going to have to make a judgment call here, because we have an overlap, right? So this is a monkey in the wrench for the Elliottian. Like, oh, fuck. Trust me, it's a pain in the ass, right? It's like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, let's dig in here. Let's see if we can do what we can do here, right? So is this my 1 of 3? Well, no reason not to assume that at this point, right? So we just say, okay, well, fuck it. If I'm going to get an impulse out of here, okay, well, it's got to start with a 1. ABC into a 2. All right, so we can just this is the process, right? This is the sausage making. Okay, well, you know, sometimes you're right, sometimes you map it out here and you go, oh fuck. Back to the grinder. Okay, well, what do I got here? So how can this fly? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, let's consider it, right? So this is I guess the value for anyone watching is the process, right? It's not the end result. Oh, take the trade. It's how do I do this, right? Me speaking as you. How do you do this when there's nobody here guiding you swing by swing, right? Okay, what do I want to look for? What are the tells? What are the things? At the end of the day, the only thing you can ever hope for and aspire to when you're doing technical analysis is that you get a tiny little edge that warrants taking the risk. That's it. Don't look for, there's nothing more. Don't be digging, looking for more than the tiniest little edge. That's all you're ever going to get, ever. Okay, so do I have an edge here? Oh, okay, well, let's see. I got a 1, 2, right? So that would make me, again, process. Well, if I have a 1, 2 and I think it's an impulse, well, I'm going to have a pretty fat, this is going to be kind of fat, right? Because the 2's so deep. Right, so this is going to be shallow. All right, well, do I get a 3 here? The 1, 2, that's perfectly good and technical, right? So this gets off to a great start, but it looks like it's fallen apart a little bit in terms of what we'd hope for. Okay, so we'd like the 3 to be up here, but 1, can I make that fly? Am I going to double here? Well, that's the only way I can make that work. This would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a double, because we overlap. So now some people will look at that, right, that are either new to Elliott Wave or they're Elliott reluctant. Oh fuck. You mean I got to change my entire count because of that little, what do we got there? That 5 15-cent overlap. I got to change my whole fucking count. Are you serious? Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to apply Elliott Wave, that's exactly what that means. And it's, you know, you'll only come to terms with this yourself over time when you start to realize how many times that forcing the analysis to change keeps you out of bad trades. I can't teach it to you or show it to you. Only experience will give you that. Okay, so what do we do with this? Can we make something work here? I got a zigzag. I can't make that work, right? Because of what follows here. So you might look at this and say, okay, well, what do I got? I got an A, I got a B, and I got a C if I'm lucky here. Diag? Are you thinking diag now? Oh, Jesus. Didn't realize I was getting into such a monster clusterfuck here. Well, okay, so it's just, now it's a process of thinking through the possibilities here. If this is 1, 2, could this be 1, 2, 1, 2? Wait, too many 1, 2s. So you're kind of cock blocked here. If it's 1, 2, that can't be 1. God, I can't get a leading either. Right, so then your next thought would be, can I get a leading diag? 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 diag. Can't do it, right? Because 3 is, if this is 1, 2, 3, right, it's shorter than 1. So you're cock blocked there, right? So I can't do that. Now, this is again, welcome to the sausage making. Okay, well, what else do I have? What are my choices here? A, B, C. A, B, C. How does that fit? Right? You can find yourself at a point where you go, fuck, I don't know how, I don't see it, right? I don't see how it fits. And in my view, that's the point where you go, okay, next trade, I'll come back to this. I mean, you're desperate to do, well, wrong word, right? But intellectually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I got a 1, I got a 2. What's coming off of there is not cooperating. So the next thought is, well, maybe the 2 needs to come down lower. Maybe this is all just part of a bigger series of corrections, right? Well, fuck me, come here. Right? Maybe it's something along these lines. Because it's not playing good Elliott ball here. Now, shit. I don't have PK with me. He might have something. This is a zigzag all day long, as far as I'm concerned, right? There's no way around that. That's a 5, 3, 5. So what am I doing with that? I don't have a good answer there. Because I'm already at new highs here. Let's put this up a degree. Okay, can we still, is it tradable? You're a little shy there, and you're okay there. You're too deep there. So it's just not quite there yet. You can't do this. It's tempting, right? But you can't do that. Whoa, you fucking put it there all you want, right? But that's not clean Elliott, right? So you're like, okay, well, fuck, what am I doing with this? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, I guess the only other thing you might be considering here is that this double is a truncation, and then you'd be forced into 1, 2, 1, 2. That would be the only other thing that I can see here, is that this is, oh fuck. I don't particularly like that either. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do this. Let me, I don't see it. Can't do that, as much as I'm dying to. There's no other one that I can use there. I don't see it. Let me get with my Elliott wizards and see if we can come up with something there. If we can, I'll post it under the live stream vid. I don't see it. Yeah, and so my struggling with it. Well, number one, You can do this for 30 years and still struggle with counts. Number two, it's just a waste of, I don't want to bore you guys to death here with me struggling to try and figure it out. So when this is commonly, if I get to something like this I can't figure out, I don't want to take the time. So that's going to take some work. We'll come back to this. I'll get with PK or one of my wizards, and we'll see if we can come up with a count for you there. Because I don't see it, right? I don't have enough time, right? It's hard to do this when it's live. Okay, so I'm going to move on, DJ. I'm going to move on from that one and come back to it. But I will post it, well, members, I'll make it easy for you, but I'll post it for YouTube subs. I'll post it underneath. That's a tough one. Okay, Ben B. All right, this is equally as challenging. All right, so here's Ben B is asking about the ES. I trade this a lot, so I've got multiple counts here. This is the bear count, which is not my primary, but let's before we go to the obvious bull count. Well, pardon me, it's not obvious, but before we go to the bull count, let's consider what we have here. Okay, so this, oh shit, I've got, what do I have on here? This is the one I've recommended to you guys because it's a freebie. It's a very good one. Price Action Concepts, it's called, about this script. This is very good, right? So Hunter Algos, is this for a free market structure indicator? Very good. Sonar Labs, there's no diss on Sonar Labs. Sonar Labs just cost you, I don't know, what is it, $59 a month. Okay, so how can this be, right? Because you look here and you go, wait a minute, right? So let's do the bear count first. So we could do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A, B, C into an A, B, C into a W. A, B, C. This is a little shaky here to get that into a C. Into an X, we're going up for the Y, right? So the seasonal tendency all in play. We're going to put in an expanded B, right, above this, and then we're going down for the C. Now, let's see, right? So you look at that and you go, oh, come on, man. Seriously? How excuse me, how can the market do that? Come on. Well, I can think of something that may, right? It may have some impact in the markets. This is the Trump trials, March. I don't bring politics in to any dialogue here. I'm just mentioning this as what could cause the market to do that, barring the obvious bomb goes off, terrorist attack, name your black swan, right? So, but in terms of just the due course of business, right, where we'd have something that would cause the market to correct that hard, because that's the implication of this bear count, is that we're going to rally into past the first of the year into March, April, civil unrest. Some people say civil war. I think that's silly, but if you try to logically think, why would the market come down? That's the only thing I can think of, again, barring the unforeseen. So there's the bear count. People often accuse me of, particularly with Bitcoin, of not addressing the bear side of the story, because essentially what I give you is what I think. Now, there's the bear count. Okay, so I've got the bull count. Let's go look at, I gotta hide that. Let's hide that one. Okay, so we're going to hide that one. Should have had these guys organized. Okay, well that's all we need to do. This one here, we'll hide that one too. Okay, let's look at how this could be bullish. Well, I suppose we could get to the same conclusion here. Off of here we start the rate hiking cycle. Okay, so we can get there as a 3. You can get there a couple of different ways. It can be a WXY. There's a zigzag here, but this is one of my traders over in the S&P room, right? Posted this for me because I posted the bull count, and he said, "Well, hey, slow down. There's a bear count as well," and he's absolutely right. Right. So this can fly as the corrective count here for the C. You could also do it as a WXY. You could do it a couple of different ways, but this is actually not bad. the balance is pretty good. Okay, so now we're coming off of this. What do we get here? Well, okay, I'm going to assume that we all see this, right? So swing, golden zone. All right, so I've got to think you all have already done that, right? So this is, well, let's get it fully labeled. What do I got here? Let's take that up to something big so you can see it. Let's go even bigger. Let's go intermediate. Okay, so this would be the start of it. All right, well, I got some, this is a very deep correction here, so that makes it a little bit complicated here. But lo and behold, if this is A, B, C, that's the pivot. Shit that doesn't happen randomly. It misses it by just a couple of ticks. Now, you think maybe it's the golden zone? Now, we don't know that that's the top, but boy, it sure. Well, let's use this. Boy, does that play. I mean, for a technician, when you see that, right. I mean, sometimes it's just like, what do you say, right? That's the whole thing. Didn't quite make the 50. Look at that confluence here. If I use the like golden zone clusters. And by the way, there's a demand zone there. 1, 2, 3. Now the only hesitation there, what makes you think, well, this thing could go higher, is that we only get the 138 or 127, 138, right? This is the most common. That in this raging bull, well, and that's the Fed doing their thing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. At least I have a good target up here, 4,800. Now, there's no question, right? We don't even have to talk about it, whether there's stops up there, right? We know there's a shitload of liquidity up there, right? So can you see? I can certainly see this. In fact, that's what I'd expect to happen there, right? Same thing here, right? You're going to get, they're going to sweep the liquidity. That's the target. A piece of software. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, up to the 5, right? So now what else, right? So you say, well, I got to have targets. Okay, well let's use the target. Well, this would be the 100 right here, where we have this fair value gap. We're going to go a little further. We're going to get second target up here. Now we're at over 5,000 in the S&P. It's just a matter of when, not a matter of if, in my view. All right, so you come back to what's going to slow it down. So if this is the 4 and we're going up to the 5, you know, this is where you find yourself thinking, well, it's not going to do it in a straight line. Careful of that thinking. This is the only pullback we've had, right? We've gone, I think, 35% in less than a month. That's just, I'll go buy. Okay, that's the daily. Do we have any sort of, right, if you were going to try, oh shit, can we even do it? Do we I don't think we have much of a 2. This is your 4. Oh, that's getting a little crowded there. Let me take some of this off. Get some of that off, and we'll just look at an Elliott count here. I mean, that's just, I don't know what, how does this not become the first thing you look for at every chart you ever look at for the rest of your life? I mean, I'm not kidding when I say that. All right, swing. All right, here's the pocket. Down for the target at the golden zone, just enough to clear it. Look at the reaction at the 50. Oh, not enough. Let's go down and check the golden zone. Okay, so all you've got here, you don't really have a 2, so you got to look at it and go, okay, well that's probably the 4. Here we go. So you got to drop a 1, 2 in down here somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So let's bring that down to something reasonable. Let's I'll go to white so we can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like more, right? Still could be. What are we at? It's only up 10 points today. Well, we can see there's an order block here, and we got unmitigated terrain right here, right? So here's the, I'd look at it that way. Here's the swing before we head down. So we're coming right into potential, right? It's always just potential, or it's potential supply. Could that be why we're stalling here? Is it just too much, too fast? You know, profit taking becomes an issue we got to think about here. Okay, so here now we can kind of, if we come down here, we can see about putting something a little bit cleaner together. 1, 2, 3, just sideways for the 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like that could be. Oh, that's a cum delta here. Well, you see the underlying. Oh shit! I don't want to get you guys into just other stuff I work with. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little bit of a guesstimate here. Might be you have to do it here. Because of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there, that's a 30-minute. Sideways for the 4. That's the 3. We could be approaching that being done there. Do I have anything in it? Oh yeah, I have that. We could be approaching being done here. Go back to the 60. Well, it makes sense. You've broken all the resistance from the top, right to and through. At least the algo resistance. Let's go to a 2-hour here. So what's the trade? Is there a trade? Well, I can tell you what I'm going to do. I've been doing it. I've been buying a lot of call options or SPY options. So there, all right. Well, so is anybody confused? Right. Now we don't know when that. Excuse me. We don't know when that tops. Right. So it's could be topping right here. What are we waiting for? I mean that's what you're waiting for. Now we don't know. Right. We could be pulling from up here, but we've got an impulse. We've got a technical low that led into an impulse with massive displacement. We're blowing through all sorts of resistance. Right here was the. Well, here that was the little that 50 that we just looked at. We end with a 5. We've launched with a 5, right? So we have a good candidate here for the low. The only thing that's abnormal here is how deep that 4 is. Right? It's rare to see the 4 go to the golden zone, and it may be part and parcel of the fact that we didn't have a 1618 on the 3. So it's a little squished. The 1 it's a pretty fat 2. That's all we got out of that. But then the Fed's doing their thing here, where we had all the shock, as the market's coming down here. But then this launch here, this is what's that? Fuck. Jobs report. Shit, like it was something a couple of weeks ago, where we just went ballistic, right? And it's been nonstop since then, right? There's no pullback. This is the only pullback you had. That's what I'd be doing. Now, that by no means am I suggesting take any sort of a short here. This is buy only. It's not a hard trade to set up, right? So, come here. So if you now we don't know that we're going to get that. Something in there. If you were to do this with SPY options or how maybe you're doing it in the futures. Maybe you're doing it in the micros, right? But anything you're doing here, the key is that you cannot, particularly if you're doing with options. If it breaks that, you have to get out. I've seen this 1,000 times. I remember I was an option broker for 10 years, and I would see people do this. They go, oh, okay, well, let's just give it a little more. Maybe it's going to go 786. Let's just give it a little more time, right? So I've been through this little routine many times on many live streams because I've seen it so many times, right? It's the self-inflicted. Nobody likes to be wrong. Just like nobody likes to feel stupid, right? It's why we tend to gravitate to media, news channels, report information that aligns with our perception, right? So anything that would suggest that we were fooled or that we were misled or lied to well, then you feel like a dumbass, right? So you're not even going to listen to that. Probably fairly obvious what I think politically, but I try to keep it out of there. Okay, so if we were coming down here, again, it's discipline. I had a guy reach out to me as a longtime member. He said, hey, I'm not going to, hang on, damn it. And this was a conversation I had with him. I know he's not listening here, so I'm going to use this as an example. He called me up and said, hey, I need a piece of software that will prevent the number of times that I take a trade. So I'm over trading. And so I'm looking for a piece of software that will literally block me from taking the next trade after I've taken my 3 or 4, whatever the number is. And my reply to him was, well, okay, there may be software out there, but I mean, that may be a progressive step, but isn't it ultimately about your own personal discipline? So what you're saying is, I want to be a successful trader, but I don't have discipline. Ooh, those two things rarely go together. I know it's hard, right? It's hard to take the loss because nobody likes to feel stupid. And if you're getting stopped out, what do you think? Oh, God, I'm a dumbass. Why was I buying that? Right? Because after the fact, you're like, oh, well, of course, that was A, B, C. Well, of course, right? How could I have been thinking to buying that, right? This is just a human condition, right? These are the emotions we deal with when we're trading, right? So the point of all of that little story is you don't need a piece of, if you need a piece of software to keep you from trading, you got to stop trading for a while and work on your own work on your own discipline. It can't be that you don't, again, successful trader and lack of discipline, those are two personality traits that, or outcomes, they don't coexist. Very disciplined, successful trader, right? Right, that makes perfect sense. Wildly undisciplined, but very successful trader. I'd like to meet that guy. That sounds more to me like someone who got lucky, right? It's like when the crypto boom. Everybody's a fucking genius, right? When Bitcoin's going from 1,800 to 20 grand. I thought I was a genius, right? Oh fuck, right? Everybody's a genius in a bull market, right? Right now, a lot of geniuses. A lot of genius YouTube channels. Market's going up. Shit. Sorry, guys. At least I'm getting better with the mute button. I think this is just ripe here, right? Any sort of correction here. Careful of the FOMO, right? Let it correct. Right? Now you say, well, fuck, what if it doesn't? Well, if it doesn't, it doesn't. We're back to disciplined. Oh, because what does the undisciplined trader do? FOMO's right into it. Oh, fuck, I can't miss it. Those two can't coexist. Disciplined, a trade plan, a clear exit. Much more important than your stop be maintained than your target. Target, well, if this is a high-class problem, oh shit, do I take it at the first target, second target, third target? Those are high-class problems. This should be black and white. Oh, if it does that, I'm out. And even better, right, you let a stop do it. Now, if people get funky with options, right? Oh, fuck, I don't want to put a stop on an option. The slippage will be obscene. Can be, depends on the market. But you better have the discipline or don't trade options. Man, I'm a chatterbox today. Here, I better keep moving. Oh, fuck, I'm going. Loving the live stream so far. Bino, Bill West, I'm a little late. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, I'm glad to hear that. All right, so, I mean, it's a weird thing to talk by yourself for 2 hours. It's a little bit weird, right? That's why I liked it last week when I had PK with me. I hope we can do that again. His schedule didn't allow for it. Where there's a little more back and forth. I wish I could talk to you guys actually sometimes. Okay, so let me keep going here while hang on. I gotta clear my fucking throat. Allergies are bad today. Okay, so I've got Now Tesla, shit. This is one members all got a piece of this. This came from PK. Here, you guys see this? This is a 30-minute on Tesla. He just absolutely nailed the pivot here. Well, number one, I'll bring this up. Here's Tesla on a 30-minute. Look at the pivot low. Golden zone. Now, does anybody? Shit, do I have Tesla up here? Well, let's bring this over here. Let's just look at it real quick. I have it 12 places, right? I don't know about you guys. If you use just the online, I have both the online and the desktop of TradingView. I always think that what I've got on the desktop is going to come over on the web base, but it doesn't do it. Okay, so here this is daily on Tesla. Oh, well, this is a good example. Oh shit! Oh, sorry. I got to get to a weekly here to get this. This looks like it's left over from another live stream. It's one of my older counts. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, if you were looking at that right now, what would your so we were just looking at this without labeling. What would you be thinking? Well, how would you? It seems like we'd all agree that this is an impulse, right? We'd all agree we have an impulse here. That's COVID. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's I was just curious. Well, that's going to be way too far. So we really have no choice. We got to stay in log. PK's got us going 1, 2, and then we're into the third here. Well, out here on the weekly, looks like this is corrective here. Right? So you'd have to do WXY. Let's get that something not so crazy. Looks like you'd have to do ABC. Oh fuck. ABC, ABC, or you'd have to do something along those lines, right? Does it? As we go up here, we probably okay with that. RSI and MFI are both over 50. Right? So okay, let's just go through it. Right. So this is. I mean, is there any? Is this probably this and Apple, the two most heavily traded equity options? Well, we can look out here at this distance. There's a couple things we can all conclude. Right. This looks corrective, but that's not an impulse. Because we can see the overlap here. So when you first look at it, it looks like, oh, there's the start of the correction, there's the B, and that's likely doing that. I will confess to you guys, my two biggest losing trades this year have been Tesla. Options structured to be bullish, right? Two biggest losers have been bullish Tesla counts. It's tricky, right? It's not as easy as it looks with Tesla. Okay, so what we're going to call this? So probably got a flat there, right? So we can go. We call that a 3, A, B, C, and the X. You're kind of stuck with that. Okay, well let's see what fuck. How am I get PK? How are you getting this? Right, I know you got this. So you got your 1 up here as a double top. Oh, fuck, I got to go down a little bit. Let's go to the daily here. If I can see if I can track his count, because I don't want to be disagreeing with him. Okay, so let's all right. If this is the 4 and we're off to go here. Do I have this? You'd have to work backwards from this, right? So this would have to be the 5, 4. Can I get a 3? I guess I can. 1, 2. Fuck, that actually doesn't quite work, does it? You'd have to do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, A, B, C, right? So just again, back to the sausage. 1, 2. It's not a 3. It's not a 3. Well, we got to put them up there for somewhere, all right? So let's just go through this. Oh, I would love to have PK on the horn here. Okay, correct it, right? So impulsive, there's a 3. 5, 3. Does not take an advanced degree to do that. Okay. Looks like it's a little shallow. We are log scale. What we get? Oh, let's just get, I just always start there. Okay, we're a little shallow here for that retrace. So what would be the alternate? If it's not 1, 2, 3, well, if we're going to get a, let's go up a degree. If we're going to get a 3, we got to have an impulse. Is Tesla going to be the laggard, right? I mean, Tesla's in the Mag 7. Okay, well, process, right? Again, process. Okay, if this is my 1, 2, oh, don't like the look of that. It's already gotten a little wonky for me, right? You'd rather have that tube in deeper, but we don't have it, right? So it's so right out of the chute. Okay, it's not a great Elliott ball. Okay, so 1, 2. All right, so what would your next thought be? Well, if it's not 1, 2, 3, how about 1, 2, 1, 2? Wouldn't that be your next thought? Let's see if that flies. Okay, 1, 2. Well, I got to have an impulse here, and that's certainly not 3. So what's left, right? If not this, then that, and if not that, then this. Okay, well let's just take a look here. All right, if this is the 1. I can show it to you all day long, right? There is no other algorithm that you can, nothing like this. There's nothing that you can show chart after chart, time frame. I mean, this is the algo you need to pay attention. You don't know what the other. I mean, we can all make deductions about liquidity algorithms in the market, and we can see it happen. But in terms of price pattern, that's all you need, because it dominates every market, every time frame. I think we can all agree on that. Okay, so by the way, look at the reaction at the 50. If you're not sure, like I need to see that a few more times. Again, I've probably shown it 20,000 times. Reaction at the 50. Oh, it's not good, not there. Oh, golden zone. This is where it starts. This is where it defends, right? Again, the emphasis here, note, it's not the 618. The whole reason I started putting it the 65 on is because I kept noticing, fuck, the 618 is always going past it by a few ticks. What's happening there at the 618? People who don't know, let's just say, that are new to the market, technical analysis for dummies. Okay, well, let's see. I got a 382, I got a 50, and I got a 618. Okay, so if it's going to retrace the 618, well, just put your stop a couple of ticks under the 618. Why do you think we see golden zone 99 out of 100 times? They're running the stops there. Duh. Okay, right. So we're back here going. Okay, so this is a good example, right? Which is not surprising considering it's Tesla, right? We have the entire trading community is all salivates over Tesla, right? Because it moves, right? Okay, do I have a good 5 here in my 1? Yes, I do. Okay, well, there's a 5. Oh, maybe I'll get a 3. This Elliott Wave shit is just, this is for old people, of which I am one. Oh, that shit doesn't work anymore. It's bullshit. That used to work 40 years ago. Oh, it's magic lines and numbers and fair value gaps and order blocks and breaker blocks and silver bullets. It's all. I got news for you. There is nothing new in the market. The only thing new is who's executing. Is it people or is it machines? You can't trade ICT or SMC, or you can't trade it. You can't, if you're trading Elliott Wave, you're already trading market structures. All right, not to digress. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So, oh, does that make sense as a 1, 2? Oh, I don't know, does it? This fucking Elliott Wave shit is just crazy, right? Oh my God, do I get a 5 here? Oh my God, just look at this. It's like I got a 5 followed by a 3, and then I got another 5 followed by another 3. Well, this must be a really unusual example. Yeah, well, yeah, okay. Now it works on this one, but it's not going to work the next time. It's not going to work when I try and apply it. 5, 3, 5, 3. I know this stuff doesn't work anymore. Okay, well, let's see. What would I be looking for if I come off of here? Oh, maybe I'll get a 5. Well, do I know I'm going to get a 5? Abso-fucking-lutely not. But do I have a good start on it? So where's the trade? I mean, you guys, sometimes I think, oh God, they got to be so tired of me talking about this. Where's the trade? There's not a video I've ever done where I didn't say, there's the trade. You wait, right? So people go, oh fuck, I want to get that. Okay, well, if you're buying it down here, okay, well, number one, are you buying with trend? Well, certainly not the short-term trend, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And you're buying? Well, okay, why would you even be thinking about it? Well, there's a golden zone there. I know that an algorithm is going to fire there. Well, okay, true, but algorithms, golden zones break all day long every day, right? Just because it's there doesn't mean it holds. So what do we do to combat that? We wait and say, oh, do I get a reaction? Because I know it's not in dispute whether the algo is going to fire, but just because it fires doesn't mean it holds. Right? Because remember, there's an algo on the other side. Right? There's always an algo on the other side. You can't forget that. It's easy to go, oh, fuck, of course it's going to go. Always an algo on the other side. Because the people that write the code, they do not care what side wins. They don't care, right? Because they will get a run like this and get 4, 5, 6, 7 of them in a row. They don't care. That's not the point of it. The point is to execute. Okay, so we get here, 1, 2. See, now if you're looking at that, you're thinking, see, if you're right here, you're going, God, I wonder if I can, maybe I'll get that. Maybe I'll. I run out of things to say, right? I mean, maybe I'll get a 5, and maybe if I'm lucky, right? If I'm really, really lucky, really, like I know this shit doesn't work, but maybe I'll get a 3. And maybe if I'm really just crazy, insane lucky, it'll go right to the golden zone. And I can take that trade. But only if I'm really, really lucky. Because these patterns, boy, that's a real anomaly. Boy, and we know that those 5s and 3s, those don't work anymore. That's all, it's great in the 1930s. But people are way more sophisticated now. That shit doesn't fly anymore. Does it? So I had, fuck. I got a golden zone within a golden zone within a golden zone. So when you hear me say like, well, they don't care. Oh, let's see. This is what I mean. Likely a front run. You will see front runs, right? They will front run it. You'll be sitting here, right? And why will they do that? Because somebody will be sitting there with their entry right at the 50. Oh shit! Here I got sidetracked there. Okay, so we have ABC. This looks like we likely had some sort of a algo participation here. 1, 2, third target here. 50, 50, golden zone, golden zone. I mean, there's a reasonable argument to be made that you fucking leave the Elliott Wave aside and just trade this algorithm. Many people do. That's all they do. so I look at that and go, well, yeah, could I do that? Yeah, but why would I leave out the 5s and 3s? Because I'm lazy? Because I don't have any discipline? Because I'm not willing to put the effort in to learn it? Does it give you an edge? You tell me. Does it give you an edge? Do you see any edge here in this analysis? Right? It's not about this analysis. It's about doing it the exact same way every single fucking time. Every single time. And if you like, what was it? We looked at Riot, one of them, where I was like, fuck, shit, I don't see it. Right? If it's not there, fucking next chart. Don't just grind on that one asset. God, I fucking read the story. I know this thing's gonna pop. If you don't see it, let it go and come back to it. Don't force the trade because of something that got into your head. Something I said, something somebody else said in a video, something you read, something on television. If you don't see it, if you can't follow it and go, okay, 1, 2, golden zone, 1, 2. If you don't follow it, don't trade it. If you don't understand it, if you don't understand what's happening with this algorithm, don't use it. If you don't understand Elliott Wave, don't apply it until you understand it. Shit, you could use moving averages and be better than if you're trying to trade something you don't understand, because you'll fuck it up. Okay, let's 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, if this is, well, think about where we're going here. If this is the good, what do we do? If this is my 4, and this is 1, and we're going into the 5, right? Whoa. This all has to resolve. So, excuse me. So either it's ABC, and this is another ABC, and we're all going to collapse and go lower. Right? The whole thing, fuck, what could it be? W, X, Y, X. Don't we get another Z there? Well, not here, right? This is going to have to unfold very negatively. So Tesla going under 100? Really? Maybe, right? I mean, crazy shit. I've seen, I remember saying crude's never going to go below a 0, is it, ever? Right? I remember saying it very well. I remember doing the fucking live stream saying, well, we know crude's not going below 0. And I'll be damned. Well, let's wrap it up here. Too steep, right? So you got to rethink that and say, okay, well, that doesn't fly here. So you might look and say, okay, well, I got to have this, right? Oh, that's not so good. So what am I doing with that? Well, I don't have my third. Well, so that's okay. That might give you pause. Okay, well, wait a second. Golden corner. All right, again, that's my signature trade. All right. As long as this pivot holds, I have 80% odds that I get there. Period. Where else do you get 80% odds? Rhetorical question. There are some other places where you can get it, right? There, few, right? Selling out of the money options, you're in the 80-90% there. It's fine until it's not fine. Oh, there's a theory that if you get to one edge of the value area and you break it, but only by a little bit, you got 80% odds that you go back to the other edge of the value. Okay, so let's think about that, right? That's the only other one that I can think of off the top of my head, aside from selling out of the money options. Well, here's the value area low, here's the value area high. Well, we didn't quite make the value area low, right? But we're going to get to the value area high right there, right? So if I'm going to go up here, this algo is not going anywhere, right? It's not going anywhere until it gets here or it gets stopped out. Now, would that be the 3? If this is 1, 2, 1, 2, it's not going to be the 3. Right? If it's 1, 2, I gotta have a 3. So, okay, look at it this way. This is the power of Elliott Wave. That there's nothing else. There's nothing else like it. So you can say, "Fuck, that shit was my grandfather's TA." Right? I'm too hip for that. Or you can think about this. Okay, let's just see if we can do this. Right? If this is 1, 2, I've got to have a big 3 here. Right? If I've got to have that big 3. It's not optional. if this is going to unfold, right? It's got to be an impulse. Well, if this has got to be an impulse, it has to have an impulse in it. Okay, so what does that mean? That means I got to have this in it. These are not options if it's going to play Elliott ball, right? One, if it's going to do a full count here, if this is the 4 at that higher degree and we're going to go up for new highs, this has to happen. Otherwise, this analysis is incorrect. Now, when I say it has to happen, emphasis, if this analysis is going to play out. I'm not saying I know this is going to happen. I wouldn't bet against it. I don't know if we're going to 1150 in Tesla, right? It seems hard. You look at it and you go, oh, come on, man. We're not going from 200 to... You sure about that? Oh, come on, man. The S&P is not going to rally 14 out of 15 days and move 30% without a drawdown. It's not going to do that. You sure about that? 1, 2, 1, 2. Guess what? I got to have another 1 in here if I'm going to get an impulse. Got to have another 1 here. So all of these 1s can be accounted for in a bull run. They have to be there, or it's not a bull run. 1, 2, got to have a 3, got to have a 1. If I'm going to have a 3, got to have a 1. Now you can get a little bit crazy, right? If you get 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then you got to pause and say, okay, can that really all play, or does that have Tesla at 14,000? You know, I mean, log scale affects it a little bit, right? But right now, would you be shorting Tesla given this setup? I wouldn't. Now, that said, 2 times I went long, they were short-term plays. Big losers. Right? We can do this. Remember, this is the fun part, putting the puzzle together. Trading it, how you execute, what you use to execute, right? I chose poorly. I went for short-term. Okay, let me keep, God damn, I was fucking all over the place today. Okay, so I got Tesla, Wonka. I'm going to come back to BlackRock only because I got member stuff to get through. Okay, so this is Chris 26. Did the market do? Oh, fuck, of course, it came all the way back. Oh, shit, I don't even know this coin. Where do I have something? Oh, shit, I guess I'll do it here. This is, I don't know this coin. NOIA. Crypto, USD. Well, let's go to Qcoin. At least I think I still have my account is still open there. I know they went to restricting the US. Okay, so let's get Syntropy. Oh shit, Syntropy. I got to get a handle on you here. Wow. I've never seen this coin before. I have no fucking idea what they do, or why they exist, or what the purpose of them is. What is there something else you need to see? Can we label this? Is it going to play Elliott ball with us? Sure looks like a 5. Chris 26, what's the question? Is it trading technically? Where's the next trade? Chris 26, I got to assume, right? If you're, I think I can't tell if you're. You must be a member, right? So I got to assume you've seen some of our work. Well, maybe what's got you excited is that you saw that reaction. Okay, so is there some way we can get out of this here? Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's get a 1. We need a 2. I don't know why I'm in yellow there, but I guess I am. Usually yellow is corrections, but okay. Well, there we go. Okay, so there's a 5 followed by a 5. Well, so one thought would be, oh, do I need to? Am I right? Because you want this, right? You want to buy it here. Well, if you're going to apply Elliott, can I do it, right? Do I have the ingredients here? Well, not great. All right, so at this point, you could do, once you've got the 3, 4, oh, I'd probably just allow for a little center line of the channel. Oh, geez, let's go to the daily. Is there something I'm missing here that would make me, all right, so then when you get here and you're like, oh shit, that's perfect, I want to buy it. Well, it's a 5 followed by a 5, right? So I don't have the 3 here that I'm looking for. Well, that doesn't mean you couldn't trade it, because if this is going to follow, again, it's a pattern, right? It doesn't mean this is what it must do. We as traders, remember, all I'm looking for is all I can aspire to look for is the slightest edge. Now, do I have an edge here? Well, I've got pattern followed by pattern, right? Clear 5 followed by a clear 5. Right, so the anticipation would be, okay, I got to have a 3 here, and then I'm going to go down again. Okay, well, maybe there's more going on. Fuck, I don't know I don't know why they exist or what their purpose is, right? So what's their use case? It almost doesn't matter. If you don't know, excuse me, is it so? Then you got to look at it and go, okay, is it trading technically? Is it trading technically? Yeah, it's trading technically. The Elliott count isn't friendly to this here with regards to the long-term play. Well, there's a daily. So if this is going to do an ABC, so the only difference here is what you're anticipating. I'd be anticipating that. Well, here's a clear target. Liquidity up there. We can all agree that that's likely got liquidity on the other side of it, right? Shorts are just like shorts have got their stops here. Shorts have got their stops here. They're going to be shorts there. It looks like they've already swept those. So, shit. Hang on. All right, so if I'm looking for an ABC, well, it starts with a 5, right? So I'm looking for a 5. I need a 5 here, right, before I get that. And now maybe it's going to be a bigger one, right? Because, well, let's give it some bigger targets as well, right? So if this is going to be a B, if it's going to be a B, right? 50 golden zone, all right? Well, you got fair value gap. Well, it looks like that's already been mitigated, but you've got this up here. Well, we got unmitigated sitting right there. I can put a little target in it. Okay, what does that mean? My first target is the next 50, right? This is the 50. I should probably get that out of there. Okay, so this 50 and this 50. So I've got clear targets, right? I'm sitting right here in the value area. So I'm looking for a 3, right? I'm just not. It's not the only difference. I'm not looking for a 5. I'm looking for a 3, but I'm looking for a zigzag. Okay, so I'm looking for. Shit, my thing starts to lag. It makes me think I'm going to crash here. Okay, so I'm looking for a 5. Do I have it? Well, it's a pretty good looking start on a correction. That looks like an A, B. All right, let's just see if we can label it. All right, again, right, making the sausage. Let's just start with, let's get something up there. All right, so I do this because this is what you're going to do. Okay, what do I got there? This is Chris 26, right? So hopefully, right, this is the process. Okay, so we can look here and we say, okay, well, I got some, boy, that really kicked there. Really big kick in the 5th. Do I need that? I need that to complete the 5. Boy, that's crypto, right? You got that. That's what kills you. I'd put it here, right? A, B, working on C, right? So you want to, common target, right? You're down a degree to that 3, 4. Right? So, well, you can look at it this way. It's unmitigated, right? So this down here before we go up, if it's coming back down, right? Potentially, right? That gets mitigated. And you'd pick up some buyers there. Okay, so then we look at that and think, okay, well, from the low to the high, if that's the 5 here. Now, this is a judgment call, right? The algo doesn't care about your Elliott count. The algo is going to take swing high to swing low. So it's a little bit of a, you know, you got to check both here if you're applying Elliott and using the algorithm when it gives you an expanded B, right? Will you go, oh shit, well, of course, expanded B. No, the algo is just going to use swing high to swing low, right? There, of this range, here's the range. Oh, I wouldn't hesitate to do something like this, right? Just to kind of look for those spots, like, oh, okay, well, where is it fat and happy? Whoa, look, lo and behold. Right where the prior 3-4 down to the degree, right? So, okay, boy, that looks pretty good there. So, all I have to do is this. Oh, let's come back. Okay, so we're looking for a 3. Ah, shit. That's what I was trying to do. I think it's there, actually. Coming down for a B, up for a C. So then, so when you're doing this process, right? So then the next question is, why not? Why is that wrong? Right? You question yourself along the way. Why not that? What am I missing? Right, that's the process I go through. What am I missing? What's wrong with that? You step back. What am I? Why not that? What's wrong with it? Do you see something wrong with it? I'm just saying in terms of if you see it. Okay, well, I see I got a big fair value gap here already. That's already been mitigated. I got liquidity up here. I get equal highs up here. Right, that's probably waiting to get swept. Right, that would be on the way to that C. This has been dealt with, right? So that's no longer a factor, right? We already got through all of this. They ate all that. Well, and then just a reminder, always, always, always now go on the other side. Right, easiest thing to forget, right? Oh, bull case. Oh, whoa, shit, I forgot about. Right, that's why people buy into these all the time. They forget they're there. Or they don't know. They don't know to look for the algo on the other side. They think, oh shit, it's going up, right? Or they forget, oh wait, there's going to be a sell side right there, right? So look where, it's right at the algo target. So if this would be an area for maybe a partial, right? You can't assume it's going to break. Be careful of that, right? We deal with that in the, in our day trading stuff. You can never assume it's going to break. I always assume it's going to hold, right? And particularly on the first test, it will almost always hold. Almost always, right? Because the algorithm's just going to fire with size usually, right? And it'll kick. Doesn't mean it can't get through, but the first test of a golden zone, you don't want to buy or sell into that. Or a 50, same thing. Okay, A, B, C. Well, so it's just, this is a little bit of a hurry up and wait. You're waiting for this to come down to get into a prime entry. Well, think of it swing low, swing high. Let's get into the discount. Let's not buy it at a premium. Let's buy it at a discount. Oh, there's the POC waiting for me right there. Oh, I'm on the edge. Remember, right, the only other place where I can get 80%, edge of value, come down, touch the edge of value right here. If I don't free fall, right, then 80% I get to the other side. There's the other side right there, right? That's what I would do there. That's wait. It's not quite. It's a green banana. Let it come down here, get ripe. Nice setup. Okay. Oh, CN Salazar. Always appreciate him. What do we got, CN? He's the first one to give me an actual chart. Oh, shit. That didn't work. I got to get your copy link. Okay, let's do it. Oh, shit. White screen warning. Sorry. You guys have a delay, right? So you can get your shades on. Okay, so let's get copy, save. Market's having a little struggle today. It's now only up 9. GoPro. What happened to GoPro? This guy made his money, and like I think he's a billionaire. I think the founders made his billion, and oh, I guess he's still there. You're giving me a 24. Let's go to a weekly. Pretty interesting guy. Pretty much a super stud. And I'm pretty sure he's a billionaire. All right, so okay, let's get this out of here. CN, I'm gonna hide those just because they're not as good. I know you're using them, right? It just saves you a little dough. Okay. GoPro, since it hit the, when did they hit? God damn. This is where he sold, right? I got $1 billion. Oh, so sorry about all the other shareholders. Sorry about that. That's like fucking Adam Newman or whatever he is, the guy from WeWork. If you've seen any of those movies, the guy walks with $1 billion. American Greed, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's a long 5. Oh shit! I don't know that it matters, right? So we look here and say, okay, well is that COVID? Probably, yeah, that's COVID low. All right, well if I got a COVID low, it's an impulse, right? So let's go to a day. CN, oh, CN's got a nice tight, right? I like that, right? Nice and tight on the entry. Okay, so I got a candidate here for a 1. That's pretty deep on the 2, right? But we see it. That's a good reaction there. So we're probably 887 down here. Let's get platinum. $887, right? So you still got your, it's 887, 886, 886. No, fuck, can't even remember. 864, I think. Whatever the other fib number is. Okay, so 1. Well, you loved it here. I guess I have no choice. I've got to be in log scale. You know what I do? Well, that's aggressive. CN, let's see. Let's go down to a 4-hour. Fuck, here my dogs are gonna yap. Somebody's at my door. Okay, so okay, so here's the negative side of this, right? Okay, so this is okay. Good start, right? That's a long. That's a long 2, right? It's too long. It's too. That's. Let's come back to a daily. Let's get that in context. How would we do that? That looks like that's a 3. So this is going to be some sort of a sharp triple. It almost doesn't matter, right? So whether it's W, X, Y, X, Z, it looks like you finish this as a 3. So I'm not digging deep on it, but it looks like that's your last 3. So that makes me think that's an ABC that wraps up a, oh fuck, W, X, Y, X, Z would be my just quick at a glance. Okay, so that's a great looking rebound off the low, right? That's just the kind of V bottom you want to see for a good low. Okay, so let's come into that low. All right, how does it look? Fuck, it's not great there, CN. All right, so I'm assuming you guys all see the issue here. You can't go 1, 2, 3. Well, let's measure it. Oh shit! Slow down. Be long enough. Longer is longer, right? Out of log, we're plenty long enough. So, looks like you could do it as a leading diag, right? So, God, it's just fucking god awful. Right? It's ugly, isn't it? Is there anything there? It's just a. It's long enough. Right, so I would just eyeball it here. Right, so we just measured 3. Now, let's just double check this here because it doesn't, to my eye, it doesn't look like it works, but it absolutely does. Okay, so 3 is longer than 1 and 5 is longer than 3. So we have a candidate for a 53535 leading diag, right? Oh shit. with the overlap here is a fucker, right? But that's just welcome to the party, right? That's how it goes. Okay, so do we have a solution for it? Yeah, okay. Well, we can do a leading diag. It's okay. There's the first 5, 3. You'd have to call this impulsive. There's the second 3. Oh shit! I don't see if. That's when I need one of my Elliott wizards. I can't remember if there's a requirement that 4 can't be longer than 2. Shit, I can't remember. Well, either way, it doesn't look corrective. All right, so there's me. That's what our Elliott Wave cheat sheets are for. Or be a member. You got 12. Well, you've got a lot of. You got a lot of very skilled Elliotticians. You got 4 that are on my team that are better than I am. We'd be able to get an answer there. Okay, so CN, we got a candidate here for a 1. Now, do we want to buy that? Well, I wouldn't. What would you be thinking? You're going to buy it right into the golden zone? I know CN Salazar wouldn't be thinking that, but maybe. Oh shit, he gave me. Oh wait a second, you gave me your setup. Oh fuck, are you already long? Oh, I think he's already long. He's already long, I think. Oh, good for you. Whew, that's a beauty. Just out of curiosity, oh, look at the RSI, that's what I was going to put on there. Well, it's not screaming at you divergence, but it's there. Well, hard lows down there. Just out of curiosity, what do we do on the daily? Pretty good. I mean, it's not, but boy, look at it now. All right, that's your true V bottom. Well, CN, I'm assuming, right, based on what you gave us here, I think you gave me a 24-hour. I think that's what you gave me, a 24-hour. So I'm going to assume, based on that placement, that you're not looking to buy the low, that you're already long. So now, okay, there's the, I think that's going to be the 200 and a 50. So we're coming up right up into, let me get that back on there. So we're coming right up into that golden zone. So I know he's not going to buy that. So this is a hurry up and wait. Right, it's a good setup, right? And I'd love to see a member having that kind of what a beautiful entry. But now, we're not going to buy it now, right? It's screaming higher. And we're going right into the entire cluster of, well, here, there's a better way to do it. Right, here's POC right here at the 65. Right, so you're not going to want to buy right into that. You're going to hope that it comes up here and we tag this and we hit some resistance here and we start this. So for CN, he's got to make that decision, right? If right now we don't know, right? But if it rolls over here, does he stay long, right? Because he'd be potentially giving back, 30%, 40% of his profit. CN, you might take a partial up here at POC, right? And then if it's going to do this, we don't know. Fuck, it could go lunar from here, right? We may just do this. But I'd take if it's me, fuck, I don't know for what that's worth. If it's me, I'm going to take a partial up here. Just because you nailed that so beautifully, get paid. Or if you think there's more juice in it, I don't know why there would be. Good earnings, it's a pretty good surprise. Right, so now is it going just because the rest of the market is going? We're at 16 in the S&P. Oh, fuck. 16 Dow's only, or NQ's up to only 38. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, that's just a green banana, right? It's great, right? It fell off the tree, but let's let it ripen. But nice setup. Boy, I'm going to set an alert on that right now so I don't miss it. Nice setup. I get a lot of great trades from these live streams because I can't look at everything. Fuck. I miss things all the time. Okay, so that's a nice one, CN. Thanks for that one. Our what's that question mark is always, okay, so he's got something here he likes. Copy link. Let's see what he's got. Now the market's right back to VWAP. Okay, all right, so what do I got here? I got, Google. The Magnificent 7. Give me a 4-hour on Google. Okay, well, this is some nice looking work here. Or what's that? Okay. One of the really fun things about this gig, I get to see people progressing. I get to, because I can see their improvement. It's a business, but that's a nice perk. It's fun, right, to see people get better, right, and applying what we're teaching and then having success with it, right? It's kind of, it's kind of a nice thing that happens. A little fat on that entry, on that target. Excuse me. Hang on. Shit. Hang on. Okay. All right. So, whenever if I'm looking at any kind of an equity, I always start on the daily. Always. Do I need to be in log there? Probably. COVID. Looks like it's too far. A little, maybe back one. A little sloppy there. I'm sure it's going to be good. That's the COVID low. Well, I came into this, you kind of see here, you can call it demand. Is the unmitigated, right? It got tapped here. Okay, so let's see what we can do with this. Okay, hang on. Well, okay, so let's just work backwards. So it looks like you're going to have to do this here. Okay, and then up we go. So likely you'd do this. Got to put it somewhere, right? Rate hike cycle. It looks like the S&P, right? So you have to do a double there, right? Because so at first glance on your eye, right, it looks like, oh, what if I got a 5? So it looks like, right? But now, given what's come off of it, you rethink that and say, okay, well, if it's going to have that many swings, right, and it's not an impulse, although at this point I think the assessment would be not an impulse. It's this. Fuck that. Hang on a second. I got to change it. I can't see it. I can't tell. Right. It's always easier when it's your stuff. Okay. Right. So it looks like we got a double up there. I could have sworn I saw that break. I think that's a. I remember looking at Google here. So this gets a little break. Well, that's likely A, B, or fuck, W, X, Y, right? So here's these are kind of easy to spot, right? We stop progressing the trend, right? We just go, fuck, the very first thing we looked at, shit, and I can't remember what it was. What was it? IWM, right? Had the same kind of thing that Wonka had. Shit, do I still have it up, right? Remember this, right? It looks exactly the same, right? This, right? It's either a B or an X, right? We looked at that before. Well, here it is in Google, right? Same thing right there. Now you don't know what coming out of that, right? So what do we have? This is Wyckoff or market maker model, call it what you will, right? So here's the distribution before the last push down, right? Now we get now here's, you can almost just track it, right? Now here's the accumulation. Get this out of here. Here's the distribution, accumulation. Right, now we roll, now we trend. Okay, so what do we do with this, right? So this for new Elliotticians, this is almost always a problem. What do I do with that? What do you do with that, right? Especially with what comes off of that. It seems a little fat. Let's go down to a 1 on that. Okay, so. Just like the S&P, you have to do the exact same thing. So there's a solution. Now, some might say, "Oh, come on, man, that's just Elliott shuffle. You're just doing that to make it fly." Well, you might have questioned that until you saw the impulse come off of it, which, of course you don't know, right? So the spot where you'd have been like, oh, I don't know about this, would have been right here, right? When we struggled there. That was probably a 50, looks like it. Maybe a golden, of course, right? So we struggle at the golden zone, right? Look at you can just, the algo is fighting it, and then we get through, right? So as I said, algos break all the time. Right, break, 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 last break, we're through, right? So we have there is no well, we're on a daily, this is the dominant algorithm, there's no sell side resistance here anymore, right? It's all been broken. So go Google. 1, 2, well, okay, let's see. So a lot of what you're doing is saying, okay, does that make sense? How would it line up with regards to where threes usually go? It's pretty hot, right? To go. So here's the first three, right? But that's not relative to this degree. That's the internal three. So if we're going to go 1, 2 here, we're kind of in between, right? So it looks like we didn't quite get a big hit there. Maybe we did internally. Well, it's always good to check, right? What do they say? Measure twice, cut once. Same idea. Don't label it. If it's a little iffy, measure it. I've done it before. Fuck, I've done it in videos and live streams. I've done like, oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like 2 ticks shy of. Always double check it. Okay, so if this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, okay, this is a little funky, right? Much like the S&P did the same thing. Now I get a 5, I get a 3, a little consolidation 3. I get another 5, I get another 3, I get another 5. Oh, maybe I'll get a 3. Now this is good because is this fuck, who gave me this? Oh, RR, what's that? Okay, this is nice here because he's allowing for he's doing this for himself as well as for our benefit. There's an alternate here. Sorry. There's an alternate here because I've got a perfect 3. It's a textbook 3. But if we roll over, right, he's ready for it, right? The 4 is just going to come down. So we're good with that 4, except now we start to say, well, wait a minute now. Well, where does a 4 usually go? Right? You're back to tendencies. Oh, where's my 4? What is the most common location for a 4th? Between the 23 and the 38. Most common location. And maybe it'll do it in a 3. Now, he's got this here, right? Just because, right? We could turn into a WXY. Doesn't really look, but my guess would be no, right? My guess would be you don't need to worry. Well, emphasis guess, right? My thought would be I wouldn't be too overly concerned about that because look how it's fucking gorgeous, right? And it's Google, and we're going to we got everything flying for that to go higher and take out that low. Where are the stops? Right? There's not much question about where the liquidity is. Each of these, right? Every pivot. We've been through this 1,000 times, right? We know every pivot is liquidity. Why? Because there's stops there, which means the algorithm is always going to target the stops, right? Which is the pivots, because everyone who's ever been trading for 5 minutes has been told, oh, put your stop over the pivot, right? Just another good example down here. Excuse me. There's liquidity here. You telling me they can't get that? They can't get it? Oh, wait. Okay, they'll get the next one. Can't get it? Right? The tells are always there after the fact, right? So when you're, I should do the replay here. But when you're here, right, and you're looking at that, what are you thinking? You're thinking, oh fuck, of course they're going to get that. Excuse me. God damn it! Hang on. Careful of that. I've made that mistake before. I've done this day trading. Right? It's easy to do, right? You think, oh fuck, why take the full hit? Let's just get out. Right, your stop is 3, 4, 5 ticks underneath that. It gets right here, and you're like, oh well, fuck. Let's not take the full hit. Let's just get out. Assumptions are probably one of the more dangerous things you can do as a trader, right? Don't assume. Oh, they're going to get it for sure. Oh, I got this one. Oh, well, they're going to get that for sure. I'll just get out now. Done it. Shit, god damn it. One of the reasons I feel qualified to teach is because I've made all these mistakes. I've been doing this for so long. There is no mistake I haven't made. None. I probably made them twice, 3. I mean, every mistake you can make, I've made. So I can speak. I don't just go, oh, I've written a book. That sometimes I've lived it. I've lost the money. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Why are we thinking anything other than up? Well, our what's that question mark is just being prepared, right? It's just good preparation. If it rolls over, then WXY. If it doesn't roll over, then what do we? Do I even have to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even need to do much there, right? He's laid it out for you. So if you're looking at this going, God damn, I'd love to get into Google. Oh, it's all AI. It's got everything going for it. They fucking own search, right? I mean, they are the Magnificent Seven. But do you buy that? If you're not feeling a little FOMO right now, you're not paying attention, right? You're like, oh fuck, oh, okay. Well, same ideas. Where's the liquidity? Where? I guarantee fucking. Well, we don't have to. I don't even have to say it that way. People bought it right here, and they bought it right here. These people bought this thinking, oh, off we go. Did they not think there was liquidity there? Did they not think there were stops there? So what is the breakout trader thinking? The breakout trader is thinking, oh yeah, I know there's stops there. Those are going to be stops that are going to fuel the move higher. Well, I'm afraid that is one of those cases where the way the algorithms work now, right, and where it's so algo dominant, that's why I live stream after live stream, video after video, I go out of my way to say, don't be this guy. Don't be get that hot. Don't be this guy. How did that work out for them? There has never been a reason that you have to do that. The only reason you're doing that, if you're buying that, is FOMO. Oh fuck, I didn't want to miss it. How did that work out for you? How about the guy who was patient enough and waited for this? Uh-oh, what's that? Oh, okay. All right, that's a daily. Let's see if we had the little setup there that we look for. Oh shit, did we get it? Let's get down to a 1. It's not always going to be the golden zone. 50, look here, you got a little gap right there. Didn't want to go into the gap. Interesting, right? I might have been, so there, well, there's a good example. You've been looking at it and said, oh, well, they're going to fill the gap. I'll buy it at the golden zone, right? Miss. Now we filled this gap, right? So interesting. Well, you always have it's one of the trade-offs with equities, right? It's loaded with gaps. Big gap. But there's the earnings gap. Even though it was a surprise, and now since then, October, right? Well, here's what we've just done. How much, just out of curiosity? Almost 13% in Google. I see why he's doing it, because why he's got the alternate here, because this isn't a great finish. Looks like 1, 2. I'm going to have to do a WXY there. This looks like a good 5. That's not a great 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You'd have to pull the 4 in here. It's not a great finish. I can see why I can see his thinking in terms of why he would be prepared for this to roll over. But as we just said, we've blown through all the algo resistance here. So now there's no reason to be looking short here. None. It's rare that you can say that, right? When you're at these levels, there's no reason to be thinking short. Well, I mean, depending on the time frame that you're trading, right? If that's got more to go here, well, you could. Shit, I mean, I suppose, right? If we go up here, there's going to be a 2, A, B, C. So you could trade. If I were thinking, all right, if I wanted to be, I don't know what's the right word, counter trend. The only trade there that I could see, right, is this one, which is just you're doing it just to get teed up for the long. Right now I don't have this, right? But if I was going to trade that, right, like our purple belt, 3s and Cs, you could trade that. That'd be perfectly valid trade, right? Nothing like getting the ride down and then the ride up. Right? That's the double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, right? So you don't FOMO. It's easy to do. Oh fuck. Okay. Well, here, just do this. Here's the range. Let's. It's well into the premium. Let's wait until we get into the discount. And if it keeps going, it keeps going. It's the same waiting. It's the same waiting. Sometimes you got to wait for a long fucking time, but you don't buy premium. I mean, I say that, right? My strong suggestion would be to wait for it to get into a discount. You'll like your results better. Okay, great work. What's that question mark? As I'm going to call them. Okay, that's really right. And the progression here of his work is really nice to see. Okay, holy shit, I'm way behind. How are we doing? Oh, fuck. I didn't realize how fucking far behind I was. You know what, Jess Smart, eat local honey? I do it every day. I eat local honey every single morning. It doesn't work. I have such a severe case of it. I've been to the allergy people. Fuck, I spent $900 to get diagnosed, right? And what did they give me? Squat. It didn't work. $900 later. Holy shit, guys. I didn't realize how... oh shit! Should I stop and do it again? Should I do another one tomorrow? I'm over my mark here. I've got like 5 more to go. Let's see, how many more do I have to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more to go. I could just do them tomorrow. Maybe that's a better way to do it, because I just know from live streams I've been on, god damn, they go over 2 hours. It's like, oh, shut up already, right? I got shit to do. Why don't we do that? Let's do that, and I'll finish these up tomorrow, and that way if anybody wants to add some more of these. So then, if your time doesn't allow for it, we'll record them. There's just too many other ones to do here. I can't do it, right? I can't do it all. And I've been overly chatty today. I don't know why. I never know what I'm going to say. I just turn the mic on and start talking. Why don't we do that? We'll do a back-to-back, and then I'll finish these up, because this is a bunch of members that posted here, and I want to do that for them. Okay, so that's what I'll do. This will be up tomorrow. We'll do the same thing. We'll start at 11:30, and we'll go for 2 hours. I should be able to get through everything. Sorry, guys, if I didn't get to the one you were looking for today, but hopefully my little rants and tirades and whatever you want to call them bring some value to your experience, because that's the goal, right? It's not just a show. I'm not here to flex. I'm not flexing, right? I'm just showing you this is the method that we teach. I've developed this over many, many, many years, right? And again, there's very little here that's original, very little. All I did was just add a few tweaks. Almost everything I teach was taught to me. So I'm paying it forward. Okay, guys.